This is a test of frequency instruments, bass, drums, distortion.
Interrupting you, but I can see the time. It isn't that I don't. In fact, the fact that I keep interrupting you tells you how fascinating I find it. Surely what he has done is by saying to you in October, we've avoided the cliff edge, and you now, as a business owner, have time to prepare.
Well, yes, but if you are in a position where you are, let's say, a restaurant, or let's say a B&B, and actually there is no hope that you're going to be open in October, prepare all you like. There's nothing you can do except lay off workers, which is exactly the thing that the government was trying to avoid. So in the end, the question then becomes, well, why did you put the scheme in place anyway if the...
Because it would have been worse. That's like saying, even though we were late with PPE and the like, by doing something, we've prevented the numbers that they've got in America, haven't we?
Well, it's not clear. So in the end, we will know where we are when we look back at this in a year's time or 2 years' time, and we look at the total numbers of unemployment. But if the objective is we want to avoid mass unemployment, because it is very hard once people get out of the workplace to go back into the workplace, and you have the deep scarring that we saw in the 80s, for example, then that surely must still be the objective now, which means that you've got to think about how you scale back the scheme in a way that avoids that. So, yes, of course, at some point employers will have to start contributing, but that's probably likely to kind of depend on what sectors.
That sounds brilliant, what you just said. But in the real hard capitalist world that we live in, you and me, 8 months of a government effectively supporting people to stay at home doing nothing while their wages are paid is not sustainable.
Well, so it's not sustainable for, say, 5 years, but it is sustainable for a year, and it's probably sustainable for 18 months. But the thing I would do is, what is clear is that the economy is going to be reconfigured, and even sectors when they bounce back, like, say, hospitality and retail, it's likely we're going to see big changes, because there's probably going to be some level of social distancing that exists for some time. So the economy is going to change, and actually what the government should be thinking about is, as we scale the scheme back, for example, how do we start basically putting in things like retraining? How do we start actively working with people? So, one of the ideas is that you have a part-time furlough scheme, you keep people on the books, the rest of the time the government is trying to essentially support those workers retrain and get into other industries. So, my argument is, in the end, we are going through an unprecedented economic crisis. The Office of Budget Responsibility is telling us this is the deepest recession for 300 years. It is going to require unprecedented government action, and we've got to be thinking about how we win the recovery on the other side of this.
Thank you so much. site. The cause of the blaze isn't yet known.
Celsius.